I gave you my heart.
Good evening, Mr. Davis. Good evening, Mr. Esquire. How are you doing, sir? Well, I'm doing great, Mr. Davis. I mean, it's a pleasure sitting here with you this evening, ready to listen about all that you have to say about your upbringing, you growing up, all the struggles you have been through. I mean, I can't wait to just sit back and listen to all you have to say. I mean, first, what you want, would you just start by just a profile of yourself? Just tell us about yourself before you get into all that you have on your mind, all that you wanted to let these people know about you. So, I mean, go ahead and let us hear from you. Mr. Esquire, well, there is so much things about me. But to give a brief profile of myself, I would say I am a kind, loving, mannerable, humble individual, easy to get along with. I mean, I love to see people smile, I love to see people laugh, I love to make fun. I love to be around positive people. And I mean, there are people that would maybe say the opposite about me, but those who really know me and know the type of person I am. I mean, person would say I don't talk to people, I am not friendly, but I wouldn't say such things about myself. I'm just the type of person I'm not the type of person to go and seek friends. But if you're my friend, you know you have a real friend if you're my friend. So to top it off, I would say just get to know me before you judge me. Because once you're around me, it's gonna be fun. Those persons who know me and around me know that I am about fun, but they also know that when it comes down to work time, when it's serious time, it's serious time. I don't play around when it comes down to those times. So I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little bit of both. But I would say about myself that I am a really nice person to be around. If you want positive energy, check Natty. Interesting. Well, Mr. Davis, I know you from when we was kids growing up, and I know that everything that you have said is the truth about you. But I mean, these people don't really know where you're really coming from. And I mean, not a lot of people will even recall their childhood days or most of the things that happened when they were kids. So just tell us, take us through the step, give us some of your experiences from when you was a kid growing up, from when you was a little boy before you even turned teenager. Talk to us, tell us, let these people understand where you're coming from. Mr. Esquire, let me take a sip. Where's the camera? Oh, there? Okay, so everything that I am about to say, it's not acting, it's not pretending, it's factual information. This is basically my life story. This is who I am. This is where I'm coming from. It's no joke. Well, let me go back to. Well, first I say I grew up in a very, very poor home. I grew up with a poor family. Me and my brothers, my mother and my stepfather. I mean, life was really rough back then, but then looking back to I wouldn't trade the life I lived back then for anything now, because it makes me a certain type of person. But I would never go back to poverty, to poorness. When I say I would never go back to it, I mean, it means I would never like to want to live like that again. No one should ever live like that. But if there is someone out there who is living like that, you should know that there is nothing that is impossible. And if you are determined and work hard and be honest and put God first as your leader, as your guidance, as a guide, then you can break any chain. So, growing up back then with my mother, I mean, we have to like, we don't we don't know where food is coming from. We eat breakfast, we don't know where lunch is coming from. Lunch. There wasn't any lunch. You wake up in the morning and you might eat breakfast, but you don't know how or where the next meal is coming from. I mean, God bless you, you have some good friends who might have it better than you, and you can maybe walk by their house and I mean, give you something to eat. But me was the type of person back then, even though I did poor and not have a thing, I did full of pride. So even though I'm sure that if I might make a walk to one of my friends' house, I know that if their mother is cooking or father or whoever, if they are cooking, I am guaranteed of food. But I don't do it every time, because sometimes I feel so ashamed. Always thinking and wondering if this person getting tired of me, or but you don't know until you know. So I mean, life back then was really hard, but it was really fun. Really fun. I mean, I can't complain. It was really fun. I mean, my mother was very hardworking. I mean, honestly, I didn't know the type of work my mom did. I know that whenever she wakes up in the morning, she kisses you and say, "Later, my son." And when she coming back in the night, you guarantee your food and you guarantee her anything. She was hardworking. She love her kids. Them don't try to mess with them. Now my father, on the other hand, my father actually disowned me. I mean, he used to say I'm not his kid, and it's so sad. If I should show you a picture of my father, we look exactly alike. Same dimples, same space teeth, same everything. But I mean, he disowned me. So life back then, it was really rough. But I give thanks for everything, because back then, even though I didn't grow up with the family background of going to church, of having a worship, of having someone teaching you, showing you who is God, I've always believed in God, and I always pray one prayer: Father, please, this year might not be the best, but please make next year be better. And even if it is just a minuscule of difference, it's a lot, but God always make me other year better than the previous, and for that I give thanks. Mr. Davis, you couldn't say it any better. But how you survive back in those days? How you manage to eat on a daily basis knowing that you don't have it? How you survive? How you go through each day? What about on a day when mommy is home, your stepfather is home, all the rest of family is home, and there is no money, no food? How all of you guys manage? Tell us. How? Never pretty. Never pretty. I mean, rough. Many nights me cry, got my bed hungry. Twist up. Full up. Hungry. And I pray for God to wake up in the morning. Pray. But I mean, there are days when that really happen when all of us there don't know what to eat? Well, my stepfather, he used to fix bicycle, and rarely he get any money. Really. It's a good thing back in those days we never did worry about bills to pay, because we're not dead. I mean, we would be living on the street. But I mean, I was the type of person who, there was a gas station close by where I used to go and wipe car glasses, and you know, you get your $10, your $20. Sometimes some people will come and feel sorry for you and give $100. And back then, $100 enough money. You can cook a good meal with $100. So I would always go by the gas station to hustle that thing, so I can get food in the house. Them days, mackerel and rice, national dish for my family. So you have a $50, you're good. You buy 3 mackerel and 1 pound of rice, and back in the days, I don't remember what was the price for rice and them things, but you could get it for cheap. Mackerel, like feel like $25 for mackerel. Or back in the days, maybe a bit cheaper. No, a mackerel maybe cost $100. I'm not sure. So back in those days, I go by the gas station. I could remember one night when I was coming from the ball field, and when I step inside my house, everybody hungry. I couldn't do it. I went outside and I used my spit, make it look like I'm crying, to let it seem like I'm crying. And I went on the road and I cried, "Oh, me hungry. Beg your $10, beg your $20. When I finish, food, cook, people I eat, and everybody alright and nice. So I was always the type of person who is gonna go get it. I always try to find a way to get something to eat. And back then, I mean, you can always go to the fish bush, as they would call it. You can always go fishing. I mean, there are people with farms around the place with banana, whatever ground provision you want. I mean, you can sneak in and take a thing back them days, but don't make them catch you. But I mean, you have to survive. You have to do something to survive. So I mean, back in those days, it wasn't pretty, but it as I said, it was fun. It was fun. It was really fun. Well, Mr. Davis, the things you have to do in your days for survival, these kids nowadays would have taken a different route. But I mean, back then I know it's 2 different things. Access to guns, gangs, and all different things is so easy. Everybody want to go the fast route. Sometimes it's best to go through the struggles, get yourself much stronger. So whatever you gain or achieve, you learn how to appreciate it. So Mr. Davis, growing up in an unstable home, how much has that affect you? How you manage? I mean, how does that determine the person who you are now today, and who you could have been if things was much better? Mr. Esquire, you would have never know the half of it, of how much not having a stable family, or having not the opportunity of growing up in a stable home. Your mother, your father, being there, being around to teach you the right from wrong, and teach you the real way, instead of going around learning from there and here. it was really hard. But let me put it my way. Growing up without a father from birth, without a father being around from birth, without a father being around from I was inside your mom, from I was a fetus, being around talking to you, from I was inside the womb. Not having that connection with a father. As a child growing up, if your mother don't mention it, and no one around mention it, it seems like nothing until you start getting older and older, and you're more mature and you start understand things. Then you start question yourself. You start question why my father isn't around, especially when it reached on a Sunday, bro. On a Sunday, you know, families get together, ice cream. You hear a look at ice cream truck driving around, and you don't have a dime in your pocket. And the ice cream cake, nothing nice like the ice cream cake. And when you see your friend have an ice cream cake, best believe, don't beg, because they're not getting any. And when they finish eat off the ice cream cake, the paper bag that it came in, them heat that as well. Them chew it dry. And them things that used to hurt me. You know, say, I can't afford the ice cream. Them things that did rough, man. So not having a father around affect me development. Not having a father around to teach you how to love, how to operate. So teach you how to respect a woman. And all of them things there. Them things that me have to learn from my own. And me still I learn. Me think me I do a good job. But me still I learn. But not having a father around, not growing up in a stable home with a stable family, affect my life deeply. But as me say, when I was younger, growing up, it never mattered. But since I become a man and I look back and see where I'm at, and I say, yo, if only me did grow up in a family, me would have been a better person. I would have been a better person in all aspects of my life. In all aspects of my life. But as I said, I don't regret anything growing up. And if my father could ever get to see this, but I did wish me did have you around certain way where you could have teach me certain things. And not because you never did have it. You withdraw yourself. Sometimes a kid don't need vanity. They need emotional connection from them father. They need that connection. And I mean enough youths out there right now where you see turn a certain way. Them grow up with a single mother, and the mother cannot curtail their behavior a certain way. Can't manage them. So them do whatever they want to do. Some females, them get pregnant too early, and who them get pregnant for basically can't do nothing. So it's another son or daughter that's going to grow up and fall into the same trap. So me encourage fathers, be there for your kids. Because, and as me say, me having a child right now, me getting a child right now is a blessing to my life. And she will never ever experience certain things with me go through. Never. Oh, every day I'm doing my daughter, hug up, kiss up, tell her how much I love her a million times a day. She have to feel love. She not have to go nowhere else, nowhere go seek love. Nowhere go seek love. Because me, I'm going to give it to her the right way. Mr. Esquire, you won't even know. And you asking me this question, it just bring me back in a place where me say, yo, things could have really much better. Things could have really much better. But I don't regret anything. I mean, God has been good. Excuse me, God has been good. Cheers to different life. Well, Mr. Davis, that was a very emotional one. And thank you for coming out and sitting with us and explaining and telling us all that you have been through. But we're gonna wrap up this segment for now, and we'll be back for another interview with you for you to tell us more about you and back when you was a child. So is there anything you want to say before we leave to all these people who are watching? Yes, most definitely. That all of us is fortunate enough to be born with a gold spoon in our mouth. But some of those who might have that opportunity, those persons don't really know, some of them don't really know how to appreciate what they have because it was handed down unto them. But you see, those persons who were of the less fortunate, you don't need to worry about the gold spoon that others were born with. You can dig and dig until you find your goal. And it won't be a gold spoon, it will be a gold shovel. Gold shovel. So don't watch where you're coming from and keep questioning. Look ahead of what might be out there for you. And whatever you are good at, work at it, because believe me, one day your day is gonna come. I could have even for 15 seconds. And that 15 seconds can last for a lifetime. So whatever you're going through, don't give up. Keep pressing, and don't ever let people words get you down and make you and derail you from where you should be or where you should be heading. Be strong mentally and know what you want. But in all of this, first thing you must always think about is education. Education will do a whole lot for you. Whole lot. Make sure you can read. Make sure you can write. And if you can't do nothing at all, make sure you can read. And try to read with understanding. And don't be ashamed to ask somebody. And seek help wherever. That was my mistake. Because I didn't grow up a certain way, I always shy away from things. So even if I am struggling, the last thing I would ever think of doing is ask somebody for help. I have to be down on my face, and it's the hardest thing to even ask somebody for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because if you work hard and you stay honest and persistent, it'll go rough. Best believe. You're going to feel like you want to give up sometimes. Best believe. But if you truly believe and pray hard and put God first, whenever your glory day come, explosion, tears of joy, never ending. So keep the faith. It not over until the fat lady sing. And when the fat lady sing, it's your decision if you want it to be over. Have a great evening. I'm out. Mr. Esquire.